Hey, good morning, good morning. I don't know what's been happening with my videos, but my audio, the words coming out of my mouth don't match my mouth, which is really annoying. So if that's driving you crazy, I'm sorry too. Anyways, I wanted to pop in here really fast and share the haps. So Lift More is available. You can unlock it if you are a coach or a preferred customer. If you've been thinking about becoming a coach or getting the discount, this would be the perfect opportunity to do that. You never, ever need to coach the way I coach, okay? Can we just all hear that? You don't need to be who I am. I don't want you to be who I am at all. I'm hosting a sneak peek starting Friday. So if you have questions you want me to answer, or you just want to listen to me talk about it again, I'm going to do that. Coming back from Summit, I have a very different perspective of things. I've always had this vision in my head. You guys, there are so many coaches that are super successful. And I heard this thing from one of the keynote speakers, and she was saying how it's crowded at the bottom. Like it is crowded at the bottom because everybody's working on their journeys, but it's not crowded at the top. There's plenty of room. So if you have a heart for this, if you love it and you live it, I'm inviting you to have an open mind and explore it with me. Like I said, it's your journey, it's not mine. The second thing I wanted to talk about was consistency. This is about creating habits. This is not about completely revamping your entire life and having to do everything differently. This is about you layering in habits that serve you and that make you feel proud and that help you get momentum towards that next level version of yourself. So this morning on Zoom, there was a couple gals that didn't work out, but they still texted accountability. And so I was like, I want your selfies. And I shared them over on my Instagram stories. They're on Facebook stories too. And, sorry, distraction, squirrel. And I was looking at how many of them are coaches. And some of them aren't interested in like sharing anything, like they're just rocking their 25% discount, which is totally cool. But I was thinking about there's been so many gifts for me with coaching. Like there's been so many different things that have helped me in my life. But I have always been a go big or go homer. And I've always been an overthinker. Hang on, let me overthink it. Let me think it until it's dead, right? It takes me forever to come to a decision. It's why I was invited to coaching. I was doing this for over a year before I said yes to it because I had to overthink it. Whatever, okay? I'm not here to like force your hand or make you like make a decision, but I want you to know that coaching did a lot of things in my life, but the biggest, well, gosh, I can't even say the biggest, but something I noticed today when I was looking at everyone else showing up on there, how many of us are coaches? So I'm not 100% with my journey. I show up every single day, right? I'm 100% committed to showing up to it, but I'm not 100% with my nutrition. Sometimes I phone in my workouts. Sometimes I fall off track. Sometimes I don't want to because that's just part of the human experience, right? But coaching has forced me to stay consistent. I need that. Sometimes I don't want to show up for myself, but I can show up for other people. I can show up for my spouse. I can show up for my kids. I can show up for my friends. I can show up for all of you. But sometimes it's really hard to show up for myself. And if that is you, if you're struggling with the consistency, I'm challenging you to either move into that next level where you don't have to help a bunch of people. You don't have to be me, okay? You just have to decide that you're going to make this an experiment and it's not an option. You're going to create the habit even on the days you don't want to. That's why I talk about so much where it's just touching the habit. It's just showing up. Even if it's literally hitting play on your meditation for like 10 seconds, it's still you preserving that time space and like showing up to it. It won't always be perfect. It doesn't need to always be perfect, but it just needs to be yours. So that was my big takeaway this morning when I saw all these people hopping on Zoom or texting accountability. I was like, these people are all coaches. And they're not all coaches that are out sharing the things because they're in their own way with other stuff. But I'm proud of them and I'm proud of you for creating and cultivating that consistency piece, which is so hard for so many of us. So if you are a beginner or if you have been feeling like you're quitting a lot on yourself, I feel you. And I'm inviting you to change the story. Nobody else can change the story. You can change your story at any point. You don't need a fresh month. You don't need it to be a Monday. You don't need a new year. You don't need some cataclysmic event. You just get to make a decision. I'm going to show up differently. So yesterday I ate like an asshole. I bought all these like protein bars and stuff for my traveling, and then I ate them. Like I was just eating them like a crazy person yesterday. I'm like, well, this is stupid. It's not even tasting good, and I'm feeling so much shame. Disordered eating, yeah, binging a little bit, sure. But I'm gonna talk about it because I think that we should talk about it. This isn't just this like perfect, I've got all my ducks in a row, I figured it all out. This is being a work in progress and being okay with the mess because that's where the growth comes. It's those ahas, it's that, why did I do that? So today I showed up differently, and I did not show up differently because of yesterday. I didn't work out extra hard because I ate like a trash panda. I didn't show up differently because I needed to make up for yesterday. I showed up differently today because yesterday I didn't feel proud. And yesterday I could choose to feel shame and I could go into this spiral, or it could be like, okay, that's not how I want to show up. And I alone get to decide how I'm going to show up and how I'm not going to show up. Okay. So today I showed up differently. My workout felt so much better. I put on an outfit I felt really good in. Okay, these blue pants, they make me want to do crazy things. Get yourself a pair of pants that make you want to do crazy things, right? And, you know, I'm bloated, but I was like, I'm just going to embrace where I'm at. This body is amazing. This body has served me so well for 43 years. It's grown children. I'm going to be proud of this body, not when it looks a certain way, okay? I'm going to choose to be proud today. I'm going to choose to make myself proud by making those decisions that serve me and that feel good. So I did my workout. I actually did part of yesterday's, not because yesterday's was shitty. That's not why I did it. It wasn't to make up for it. It's not like some kind of log I'm keeping in my head. I had to do it to prove to myself I could. Do it to prove to yourself you can. Because sometimes the voice in our own head is the loudest critic, the loudest poo-pooer, the loudest self-sabotager. Sometimes it's us. And so I showed up differently today because I needed to prove to myself I could, and I felt so much freaking better at the end of it. Checking the boxes, okay? So that's where we're at with that. Lift More is live for coaches and preferred customers. I am not starting until August 15th. I'm going to finish 9-week Control Freak. I almost merged programs. I'm finishing 9-week Control Freak, but I am starting 2 groups, okay? We're going to do them in here. There's no FOMO. You don't need to wait until then. You don't need to order something new to participate. I'm just telling you what I have planned on my calendar, because I always have to have a plan for the next thing. Otherwise, I could dilly-dally and get distracted, and I have just found it helps me so much in my own journey. So starting August 1st, I think that's a Monday, we're going to have we're going to start not a habit group, but I don't know what the right words are for it just yet because I'm still putting it together in my brain. But a lot of you are struggling with routine, specifically an evening routine. So we're going to make that the focus of this upcoming habit group. If you're in this group, if you're in BOD groups, cool, participate if you need it. If you don't, you do you, boo-boo. But we're going to be figuring out how to building block some of the things we keep saying we want to do, but then we don't do, right? So it's going to be bite-sized pieces that help serve you that aren't necessarily have anything to do with fitness or nutrition, but it's that mindset, heart set, like getting some momentum and feeling proud of where you're at so that you want to show up differently the following day, because this whole thing is a domino, my friends. It's a boomerang, it's a domino, it's a forward momentum. It's not about being motivated. The second group I'm going to be starting is, I think I have Marshall on board. I think so. He never works out with me. He doesn't do Beachbody programs. He's not allowed to be in the room when I do mine. I'm like, excuse me, sir, please leave. The show is not free for you. That's a different show you can come to later. So anyways, but I saw Joel. We had chatted at Summit about his cats, about his ex-wife. It was very awkward and uncomfortable. I had a better conversation with his cardboard cutout, and then I listened to him speak at Summit, and he was talking about the program. I've been following other top coaches that were part of a test group. FYI, that's totally my goal. I want to be in a test group one of these days. It's going to happen. Let's do it. But I saw how many of the couples are doing it together, and I don't want to work out with him, but I want him to do his part at work in their gym, and then I can do my part, and I think that would be cool. So if any of you have a spouse that you want to have join you for Lift More, cool. You don't need to have a spouse, okay? Don't get all weird about it. You don't have to have a person, but if you do want to have a person, I'm going to create a BOD group where it will be a co-ed space, okay? This will always be ladies only because that's what I like, and I'm in charge here, so we're going to do that. But Lift More, I think it's going to be super freaking awesome. I've been seeing the results. I know there was some convos today in my posts that I have in here about who signed up for it, who's doing it. Steph was kind of unsure about the cast. So we talked about it. You might have seen it, right? And she said that she felt like they were too perfect, too young. I think that's a reflection of Joel, okay? Joel's pretty. He wants to be pretty. He wants to surround himself with pretty people. I have done the sample workout, but I don't really pay attention to the cast. I like to pay attention to the podcast because those are like the real humans, moms and dads, midlife, working on their journey. That's the stuff that inspires me. That's the stuff that inspires me. So I am in it to win it. I'm excited to do the next program. But like I said, it's available right now for coaches and preferred customers. A preferred customer is just someone that's getting that 25% discount. So you can start at any point. because this is your journey. You don't need to have FOMO. You don't need to wait for me. You are free to start, okay? But I'm starting that Healthy Habit group August 1st, and then we're starting Lift More, potentially, hopefully, with the men on the 15th, and then we're gonna do it. And if you're in the middle of a program, then you keep doing that program. You run your race, okay? That's the beautiful thing about coaching, or any of this. There's so many options. And now we have OpenFit. You literally have a million different programs you could be doing. And so we're not robots. We're not all in the same season. We're not all having the same goals. I want you to find what feels good for you, okay? So if you're new and you're like, I can't do that, then don't do that. Go do 21-day fix. Go do 4 weeks for everybody. Go do the XB thing. There's a new program called XB up on BOD, okay? There's so many options. So don't get caught up in what everyone else is doing. You run your freaking race, sister, and you be proud. But you make that decision, and then you take the action every single day, and you collect all your wins. So even though yesterday I didn't have a whole bunch of wins, I still made it a point to collect them, okay? Because even on your worst days, you're still showing up. You're still alive. You're still winning at the journey, okay? It's okay if it's not linear, if it's not perfect. All right? All right. I hope that my words match my mouth on this because that's really annoying. I don't know if there's a setting I need to change. If you know, please do tell. Otherwise, I hope you win today. I hope you show up. I hope that you drink your superfoods. I have my Recover. I think this is actually from yesterday, but I'm going to drink it. It's totally fine. Everything's cool. Still doing 2B Mindset, logging my nutrition, even though I am floundering a little. I am a work in progress. Be a work in progress with me. This is not about you getting it all figured out and being perfect. This is about you just being committed to your journey. Your journey is worth showing up for, okay? Okay, I will be in my inbox later today, so if you have any questions, if you want to get started with Lift More, if you need some help, please let me know. I'm still going to be connecting with some of you. I said this the other day when I came back from Summit. I had all these plans in my head, and I just haven't had the time to actually sit down and make a plan. But I'm coming for you, okay? So show up in my inbox if you need me. Otherwise, know I'm coming for you soon, and I'm excited for you. I'm proud of you. You're exactly where you need to be. Your transformation is unfolding at the rate it needs to, and if you feel like it's not, then just make one tiny shift today. Make one small promise to yourself, and then no matter what, show up to it. I'm gonna move my body today. You literally could stand and do squats next to your bed before you go to sleep and know that you've won your day. Drink your freaking water, have some vegetables, do something that makes you smile, cultivate some joy today, right? Because we are just like power plants. We aren't necessarily born with energy. We're not necessarily born with joy. It's something that we get to mindfully, intentionally choose and cultivate and create, right? Right.